Hi, welcome to your Breakout EDU game. I'm going to explain a few things before you get started. Today you're trying to open two boxes. There's a large box like this and a small box like this. And there'll be either one or a few locks attached to both boxes. And you're trying to open all of those locks. So a couple tips for how to play the game. To open the locks, you'll be using some different clues to help you open the locks. You might have to look around the room for those clues, or I'll let you know if those clues are just going to be right out in front of you on the table. A couple other things. You're going to want to talk with your group and really discuss the clues and see what sense you can make out of them. You're also going to want to test what you know, especially if you've already started figuring out a clue. Maybe test it out and see if it actually makes sense. And your goal is to remove all of the locks before the timer runs out. And usually you'll have about 45 minutes on the clock. Tip for success. Let's talk about those. Work together as a team. Listen to each other. Be kind to each other. Communicate and collaborate. And don't just dismiss someone because you think they might not know the answer. Sometimes quieter students often have the correct answer, so make sure to listen to everyone. If you solve a puzzle, make sure to let everyone on your team know, especially if you're dividing up into smaller groups and say only 2 kids are working on one puzzle while another couple kids work on another one. Make sure you let everyone know. And you'll have a couple hint cards that look like this, and you have to decide as a group if you want to turn those in to me to get a hint. So if you decide you want to turn in one of your hint cards, you can get a hint. Or later in the game, if you decide you want to turn in your second one, because you'll have 2, you can get a second hint to help you if you get stuck. A couple more tips. Don't pick or try to pick the locks. That takes the fun out of the game, and you might break my locks, and then you can't do this again, and other kids can't do this again. Also, don't just try to guess the lock combinations. It's pretty hard to just guess, and it's going to be a lot more fun if you work with your team and try to really figure it out. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the locks. There are these 4 different types of locks, as well as this kind, which is just a key lock. The key is pretty straightforward, so I won't talk about that. You will have to just find where the key is. In this case, it's already in the lock, but you'll have to find the key. But the 4 different types of locks are, this is a directional lock, and when you're figuring out which way the arrows go, you're going to line up the arrows from this line over to, trying to show you up at the camera, over to this arrow. And so once you have your arrows in the order you think they need to be, you're going to pull open your lock like that. You have to pull it down pretty hard, and then you'll be able to open it. Similar to that is a word lock. So again, you're going to line up the word that you think it is. So in this case, the word was point. And once you line it up between those 2 lines on the bottom of the lock, you're going to pull down and open the lock. Got to pull that black cylinder down pretty hard. The next 2 are the digit locks. And so this is the 4-digit lock. And for this, you're going to put the 4 digits that you figure out here in these little circles. So you line them up in there, and again, you pull it down and turn it to open it. And the 3-digit lock is just like that, except there's only 3 digits. And so again, you're going to figure out what 3 digits you think it is based on the clue, and put those 3 digits in the little circles, and then pull down and open. One last thing I want to show you is this black light. Sometimes you'll have a black light flashlight. So make sure you use that and are careful with that, and do not open it. Some students like to unscrew it thinking there might be something hidden inside, and there's never anything hidden inside. So please do not unscrew it. Thank you. Good luck.